Have you ever wondered what goes on in the mind of someone who once dreamed of holding the throne and now roams the streets with the aura of a forgotten king? Imagine a young man raised under the weight of golden promises and a legacy seemingly destined for glory. This young man, Vyseris Targaryen, wasn't merely an exiled prince. He was a man torn between the memory of a lost power and the harsh reality of a destiny shrouded in shadows. Today, we're diving deep into the mind behind the so-called Beggar King to understand how the brilliant shine of a throne can eventually morph into the crushing weight of a rusted crown. It all began in a realm where magic and madness interwove seamlessly. Vyseris, with eyes perpetually aflame with ambition, viewed the world as a chessboard, each move holding the potential to reclaim a kingdom long lost. However, reality proved ruthless. Throughout his life, he learned that greatness isn't always paired with glory. Sometimes it lurks within the scars of internal battles and the choices that steer us away from the path of true power. I recall that at every twist in his story, there existed a reflection of human duality. A man who dreamt of kingdoms, yet saw himself as a beggar before fate. This duality shone through in his every gesture, in a speech heavy with bitterness and impossible hopes, and even in his solitary nights when the echo of his own thoughts reminded him of irreparable losses. Vyseris wasn't merely on a quest to reclaim a throne. He was, in essence, in search of his own identity. Behind every curt word and every glance saturated with nostalgia, there waged an internal battle between reason and passion, between who he once was and who the world allowed him to be. In his memories, the echoes of ancient glories mingled with the bitter reality of an imposed exile, forging a turbulent mind where pride and pain intermingled inseparably. Along his journey, the Beggar King discovered that true power doesn't lie solely in seizing territories or dictating orders. It's rooted in the ability to comprehend and transform one's own wounds. He strolled the streets with the conviction that every humble act could be the first step toward a new era, even as that lost look betrayed the burden of unattainable expectations he carried. In casual encounters with ordinary folk, Vyseris revealed a surprising vulnerability, a side far removed from the lofty council of kings and the brutal struggles for power. Simple conversations, laced with tales of a once grand past, became his way of seeking meaning amidst the surrounding chaos. Perhaps it was in these raw dialogues with humanity itself that he first glimpsed redemption, however fleeting, amid the turbulence of his existence. The labyrinthine mind of this character conceals corridors filled with memories of past glories and dreams that vanished like smoke in the wind. In one such hidden corner, we can envision Vyseris reliving moments when hope blazed intensely, and the possibility of reclaiming his empire seemed real. Yet, with every forward step, reality reminded him that time spares no one, and that the scars of the past are often indelible. It is precisely this contrast between dream and reality that shrouds his personality in mystery. The mind behind the Beggar King was perpetually in search of belonging, yearning for a place where he could be more than a forsaken prince, where his ideals weren't merely echoes of a bygone era. This relentless pursuit pushed him to challenge conventions and fight against the current that threatened to cast him into oblivion. Every challenge, every defeat, molded his soul and unveiled a new facet of his character, a man who, even when faced with overwhelming adversity, never surrendered without a fight. Throughout this journey, Vyseris' narrative intertwines with that of countless others who have found in disillusionment the fuel to reinvent themselves. He reminds us that behind every face etched with suffering, there might shine an unexpected brilliance, spark of an indomitable spirit that refuses to be defined solely by its losses. This constant ebb and flow between pain and hope renders his story as universal as it is timeless. We might even say that the Beggar King invites us to reflect on our own inner battles. How many times have we let the weight of the past blind us to the opportunities of the present? How often have we chased a redemption that only seems to materialize when we come to realize that every defeat harbors the seed of a new victory? In his tortuous journey, Vyseris shows us that the human mind can transform pain into wisdom, disillusionment into strength, and exile into a fresh start. Yet, while his story inspires, it also serves as a stark warning about the perils of unchecked ambition. The ceaseless quest for power can blind us to what truly matters, the essence of who we are and the value of the bonds we forge throughout our lives. Amid intrigue and conflict, it's all too easy to get lost in the maze of vanity and the hunger for recognition. Vyseris, with all his missteps and triumphs, reminds us that true greatness isn't measured by the position we hold, but by the courage to confront our own weaknesses. As we wander through the streets of memory and imagination, we come to see that the mind of the beggar king is ultimately a mirror reflecting our own humanity, our fears, our hopes, and the eternal struggle between who we aspire to be and what the world expects of us. His story stands as an invitation for each of us to look within and find, even if imperfectly, the strengths to turn our scars into emblems of resilience. In the end, the journey of Vyseris Targaryen isn't just the tale of a man who once dreamt of empires and now lives on the fringes of memory. It's the narrative of everyone who, amid adversity, strives to salvage that spark of greatness that defiantly continues to shine, if only for a fleeting moment. And it is precisely that spark that compels us to ask, how far are we willing to go to ensure we aren't defeated by our own destiny? In the final analysis, is true royalty found in mastering the mind or in mastering oneself?